week 4 of our Late Start Environmental Science class. This week, we'll be exploring community ecology. So as you read through chapter 4, please focus on these learning goals. Also, I recommend that you make flashcards of some of these terms that you don't know so that you can learn them. And then on the other tabs in this content page, I have videos and study tables like this one that I recommend you download and fill out, and a whole bunch of resources to try to help you understand the material in chapter 4. For biomes, we have another one of those study tables that lists the biomes, and I'm asking you to go through and write down the characteristics of the various biomes. So these are all tools to help you get to know the content of chapter 4. This week we're going to have a small group discussion. So I've made some groups with a couple of students in them, and in those groups you guys are going to read and interpret some climographs. So these graphs show temperature on one axis, precipitation on another. The blue line represents temperature and the red bars represent precipitation. So your job is to describe the pattern. You're going to choose one climatograph, and then you're going to describe the pattern of precipitation and temperature in that location throughout the year. Your description should include numbers that you read from the graph. So that helps me know that you're reading the graph correctly. So within your group, you're going to have a few students in your group. Hopefully every student will pick and provide a description of a different climograph, and then you're going to kind of compare and contrast the climate and the biomes in these different locations. So that's a small group discussion. Then we have a whole class discussion about wolf reintroduction and the Endangered Species Act. So there's some videos in the week 4 module. Here's a research paper about what happened in Yellowstone after wolves were reintroduced. We have some information here about the Native American perspective. We want to hear what you think about it. Make sure you get your initial post up here by Wednesday and then respond to your peers by the end of the week. And then we're going to do a keystone species. So the wolves are keystone species, so this is connected to the discussion. Keystone species and trophic cascades laboratory activity. So this is just a little bit of background about keystone species. This takes you to an interactive map where you can get to know some species. I'm asking you to select 4 keystone species from the map and answer these 3 questions about it or provide this information about it. And then I'm asking you to watch this video, Some Animals Are More Equal Than Others, which features some of the scientists who did a lot of work on keystone species and trophic cascades, and then fill out this fillable PDF as you watch the video. The next component of the module is the Chapter 4 practice quiz. Please take that before you take the graded quiz. So that's meant to help you get ready for this graded quiz, which is worth 10 points. So those are sort of the typical module components, the content page, a small group discussion, a whole class discussion, the lab, the quizzes. This week there's something extra. There's a self-assessment in here that's worth extra credit. And in this self-assessment, it's just a short quiz. I'm asking you to just sort of reflect about how you're doing in the class, and maybe some things if you don't think you're doing well, maybe some things that you could do differently. So it's just sort of a time to reflect and check in about your progress in the course. Okay, so as always, keep up the great work, and please let me know if you encounter any obstacles or